and Sandy, this is our last chance to give people a chance because we only got 15 minutes left in the movie show, Mandy, and you guys got the generous offer of a free sleep screening, a free sleep consultation. Anybody who calls and makes that appointment gets entered to win a Sleep Better gift basket. And then if you keep your appointment, which could be as early as next week, because you said you've got some openings next week if people don't want to wait, you'll get movie tickets.
Yeah.
And all they got to do is call
801-716-8672.
That seems pretty simple.
It's simple, and we're going to extend your life, too.
And that's a great thing. Now, what about cost? One of the great things I've noticed about this is covered by most medical insurances. We're over halfway through the year, so depending on how the first half of your year went, you may have already met your deductible.
Right, yeah, and so it makes it minimal. But we've also got financing options for our patients for, your out-of-pocket costs. But we'll do, when you come in to pick up your screening, we do collect your insurance and your ID, and we'll do a free benefit check for you. So when you sit down and meet with our sleep professionals, then they will go over your insurance benefit.
So you may not know you have this benefit because you haven't checked.
Yeah.
I will say this, as somebody who the CPAP machine has worked for me, but it's always been a pain traveling with it.
Right.
Always.
Right.
I like camping, but we tent camp. We don't have the RV where we can plug stuff in.
Yeah.
And I also got tired of lugging a marine battery around, which was the other option.
Right.
And that was a pain. So having this oral appliance, it's a perfect travel partner.
It really
it's
is.
something small enough that it can fit in. If you're a guy, it can fit in a suit jacket pocket or your coat pocket, or where I like to keep it, I just keep it with my shaving kit and the materials there.
Yeah.
And it's so much easier.
It is. It is a lot easier. We do have patients that, like you, that do great on their CPAP, and they come and get these to, for travel purposes, which is great.
Either one, as long as you're getting your sleep apnea corrected and helping out your health. You mentioned something in our last time we talked, how it affects your metabolism. People may not realize the reason that you got the munchies all day is because you didn't get enough the right kind of sleep. And that triggers something in the body. You get hungry and you get cravings. And I know this because I've been through all of those stages.
Yeah.
And I can tell when I don't get enough sleep. I'm like, why am I craving this right now?
Yeah. Keep yourself awake. Let's have a snack, right?
How have I done this? Not good.
Yeah, it isn't. So it's not, it's not just the long-term effects, but even the short-term too. So it can help with weight loss and your metabolism and that type of stuff as well.
And just a reminder, it's been linked to uncorrected sleep apnea has been linked to high blood pressure, depression, heart problems, stroke, all of these things.
Yeah.
So get it fixed. Sound Sleep's telling you how you can find out and you can go through the whole process. You don't have to pay anything unless you need it.
Yeah.
And unless it works for you.
Exactly. It's so easy. So give us a call.
801-716-8672. Again, call before the end of the movie show, and you can take advantage of this offer. Mandy, thanks for having the movie show here with you today.
Fun to be with you guys today. Thank you.
If you've saved more than $300,000, there's one thing you can do now that can make your savings go twice as far in retirement, and it's tax planning. That's right. Tax planning could significantly reduce the taxes on your IRA and 401k withdrawals, Social Security benefits, and other investment income. Find out how much money you could save with a free retirement tax savings analysis from the good people at Boss Retirement Solutions. To schedule your free analysis, call 801-896-9622. Tax planning for retirement could reduce your taxes not just for 1 year, but for the rest of your life. And the savings could be six figures. Let's find out how much money you could save. Call 801-896-9622. 801-896-9622.
For informational purposes only, actual results may vary. No statement contained herein shall constitute tax, legal, or investment advice. Advisory services offered through Boss Retirement Advisors, an SEC-registered investment advisor. Insurance products and services offered through Boss Retirement Solutions.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile. With the price of just about everything going up, we thought we'd bring our prices down. So to help us, we brought in a reverse auctioneer, which is apparently a thing.
Mint Mobile Premium Wireless. How to get 30, 30, bit to get 30, bit to get 20, 20, 20, bit to get 20, 20, bit to get 15, 15, 15, 15, just $15 a month? Sold!
Visit mintmobile.com/radio.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3 months, $90 for 6 months, or $180 for 12-month plan required. $15 per month equivalent. Taxes and fees extra. Initial plan term only. Greater than 50 gigabytes may slow when network is busy. See terms.
For 250 years, America has been built by hardworking people who believe in freedom, family, and community. At Performance Automotive in Bountiful, we're proud to celebrate that legacy during our Freedom to Drive sales event. Join us as we honor our military, first responders, and the families who make Utah strong. Take advantage of special savings, great trade values, and financing opportunities across our inventory. Performance Automotive in Bountiful, 250 years of American pride, and we're just getting started.
The Movie Show. The Movie Show on KSL News Radio.
Got a text from Jeff. Says, Andy, men don't shave when they go camping.
Oh, I mean...
But I don't shave when I go camping, but I do need a good night's sleep. So.
Yes, you do. You should get one, or else you're going to be cranky dad the whole time.
Yeah, nobody wants that.
No.
Okay, this is our final segment of the movie show today, Rapid Fire, where we've got a few more things that came out that we didn't get a chance to see. Nothing else in theaters, as we mentioned. The only movie that came out this week was The Odyssey, and nobody even wanted to challenge it. I gave it an A. You gave it
A-.
All right, but we do have a couple of actually 3 streaming movies that came out. One of them is a documentary, The Real Wolf of Wall Street. Did you finish it?
I didn't, because it is boring. I
Okay.
fell asleep during it. It's just a lot of regurgitated, this happened in the movie, and look what happened in real life. This actually didn't happen like that. This did happen. Look at how this guy looks so much like this guy. Like, it was just a lot of that over and over, so I fell asleep, and it was dumb.
Okay, so the documentary, The Real Wolf of Wall Street, is on Paramount Plus if somehow you're still interested after Val's glowing review. Then we have Descendants, Wicked Wonderland, and this is the latest in the Descendants series. My kids were huge fans of the first 3 movies. This, I believe, is the 5th entry. Pretty sure. Anyway, here's the plot. Now that the Queen of Hearts is nice and Cinderella is safe, things seem perfect for Red and Chloe, but little do they know that changing the past created a new villain, Maddox Hatter. When Maddox captures the Queen of Hearts, Red and Chloe must work with Red's new sister, Pink, Louisa Madrigal's son, Luis, Captain Hook's daughter, Hazel, and Maddox's son, Max, to save her and Wonderland. Here's a little bit. The reason I bring this up, since the premiere of Descendants in 2015, each of the first 3 films ranked as the most watched cable movie of their year.
Oh, wow.
Surpassing 1 billion hours of viewing across linear and streaming.
Okay.
This is why they keep making them.
Yeah.
But yeah, that one's called Descendants, Wicked Wonderland.
Neither of us watched it.
It is on Disney Plus as of today. And no, we did not get a chance to see it because I don't have Disney Channel, which is when it was on yesterday.
They Fight. Are we going to get into that
Yeah, no, that's
one?
what I was about to say. So then on Hulu, we have one called They Fight.
This is based on the 2018 documentary. This drama follows a real-life ex-con, Walter Manigan, as he returns to Southeast D.C. and takes over a struggling boxing gym, mentoring 3 young fighters, chasing a shot at the national championship. I finished watching this morning, and I have to say, I really liked it. I like sports movies, but this was based on a true story, so it makes it even better. You've got the guy who's the underdog that's trying to overcome his life. He mentors these 3 kids that are having a little bit of a hard time in their life, and you kind of see it come full circle. And not everything's a happy ending in this show because it is real life, and that's what I like about it. The actors, it was cast very, very well.
Wendell Pierce is one of them.
Yes.
If you watch Elsbeth, he's the police chief.
Yes, and Andre Holland is the main character. Cast well, made well. The coloring fits right into that gritty kind of DC element. Plus, you've got the coloring of the actual gym where they train in. So for me, I felt like I was right there. This one is a solid B for me.
Wow. Okay, that is called They Fight, and it is on Hulu. There's a new season. If you need to get, we've been talking soccer everywhere for the last month. If you need your American football fix, Netflix has you covered. Season 3 of Quarterback is out as of earlier this week. And this week, okay, so this is, it was produced by the Omaha guys, the Manning brothers. But this particular season, they're focusing on, Baker Mayfield from the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, Cam Ward, the number 1 pick from the Tennessee Titans, and former Super Bowl MVP Joe Flacco, who started the season with my Cleveland Browns and then was traded mid-season to the Bengals And my understanding is he's the most entertaining
Oh, really?
of this because like he's trying to mentor Deion Sanders' son initially when he's with the Browns. And just some of the people I've seen some reaction online, they really enjoyed the Joe Flacco storyline because he's now like the old man in the league because he won his Super Bowl in 2012.
And I feel like that shouldn't be so long ago, but it
was. All right, so that is streaming on Netflix if you need your NFL fix. All right, so that's basically everything that came out this week. There's a show on HBO called The Man Will Burn, but we're going to talk about that in a couple of weeks because that's when all 4 episodes will finally fully be available. But it is a documentary about Burning Man.
And since I've been to Burning Man 3 times, we want to jump in, deep dive.
Yeah. Don't people that go to Burning Man constantly talk about that they go to Burning Man?
Yeah, I've got a sticker that says I've talked about it 1 million times.
All righty. So that is the stuff we've got this week. We did have a little bit of movie news. We teased it earlier in the show. If you liked Blue Beetle, the DC movie with the Latino superhero, that he gets the power of the blue scarab that gives him tech and some superpowers, played by Xolo Maridueña, who is in Cobra Kai. This is how I knew who he was before that, because he plays Miguel in Cobra Kai, and I love Cobra Kai and everything about Karate Kid. So he's actually going to return. This made me happy. It made our producer Gustavo happy because we're both big fans of Xolo, and I want to actually get the actual news. I have it right here. Okay. The film is actually in production. He's reprising Blue Beetle in the Superman sequel, Man of Tomorrow. So it's not a sequel movie. He's bringing his character to Superman, Man of Tomorrow. James Gunn is directing Man of Tomorrow, and 2023 was when Blue Beetle came out. That was a good month. Blue Beetle and Gran Turismo came out in back-to-back weeks, and both of those were highly underrated movies, but they dumped him in August, so hardly anybody saw him.
Loved him. Go see him if you haven't seen him.
Yeah, so Gunn says that Jamie Reyes, the character, is the first character in the rebooted DCU, and then Maridueña had to bulk up to about 130 pounds and added 25 to 30 pounds of muscle so that he could play a superhero. And then David Corenswet's going to be back as Superman, and Lex Luthor will be Nicholas Hoult again.
Blech.
Well, this time they have to work together to defeat an even bigger threat, the super intelligent Brainiac.
Okay, sure.
Why are you dismissive of that?
I just don't
You're about to go ape over Spider-Man fighting some ninjas in New York City.
No, that
and you're
is
dismissing
fine.
Brainiac,
I don't love Nicholas
one of the greatest.
Hoult as the villain. I like him. I like the villain. I don't like them together.
Okay, would you want to take, I wonder if there's a Kalshi bet that you can take on whether or not at some point when Lex and Superman have teamed up that Lex is going to turn on Superman.
What? No way.
I know, I'm calling it here first. That's never been done in comic books or any kind of movie before. Okay, that was some movie news. This was the other DC-related movie news, and some people not happy about this. Just earlier this week, The Batman Part 2, okay? 2021 is when The Batman came out.
Yeah, this is taking so long.
2020, we were supposed to get Batman Part 2 this year.
Yeah.
Then it got moved because of the strikes to next year, and now it has been bumped again to early 2028. So you got to wait longer for our Pats as the Bats. You're going to have to enjoy him in the Odyssey instead. Have a good week. We'll catch you next time.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
1 o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Claire Scott. KSL's top story this hour. We're now getting an update on the man who was reportedly stabbed because of his religion at the Valley Fair Mall earlier this week. His support system posted this update on Instagram from Sohel's hospital room.
He's done with his hand surgery. The surgeon said he repaired like 6 tendons and 2 veins. So he said he's going to get recovered in 6 months, and he needs physiotherapy after 6 months.
They also said doctors are closely monitoring his heart. In the video, Sohel thanked everyone online for their help during this critical time. People have donated more than $330,000 to the GoFundMe set up for Sohel and his family. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. More escalations in Iran, where the U.S. has begun to target civilian infrastructure, hitting bridges and major railway stations.
In response, we've seen Iran escalating its attacks on regional U.S. allies, targeting Jordan, Qatar, Bahrain, Kuwait, Kuwait saying that Iran targeted and hit and caused significant damage to a power and water desalination plant.
ABC's Patrick Reevell there. Meantime, oil prices continue to tick up. The U.S. crude is up about 4% this afternoon, sitting above $80 a barrel. And here in Utah, you're back to paying $4 for a gallon of gas at the pump. Your money at this moment, the Dow is down 343 points. The S&P is down 67 points. And coming up, thunderstorms this afternoon. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time 101.
The sources where we get our news matters.
When you listen to Utah's Morning News, we want you to feel the stories are important to you and trustworthy. This is Amanda Dixon.
And I'm Andy Farnsworth. Join us weekday mornings on KSL News Radio.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
Hi, this is Doug Wright. I'm here with Monty from Connecticut Quality Water Systems of Salt Lake, an authorized independent Connecticut dealer. And I was thinking the other day, Monty, that every water softener I've ever seen has a giant tank that holds bags and bags of water softener salt. Well, except one, the one I have in my home. And I picture this, my Connecticut has the little salt tank about the size of a paper shredder or a small trash can.
Well, Doug, that's because the Connecticut water softeners use so much less salt, an average of 70% less than other water softeners. So you don't need a tank that holds 6 or 8 bags of salt.
I love the fact that it's so easy to fill because I don't have to lift those bags up so high, and it seems like those bags of salt, well, they're getting heavier every year.
Yes, it does. When you're using 1 bag of salt for every 3 a regular water softener uses, there's no need for a large salt tank.
Tired of lifting those heavy salt bags to fill your giant water softener salt tank? Go to softwaterutah.com. That's softwaterutah.com.
This is Colin Keary from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor only to find out that the next available appointment is months away? At New Millennium Group, we believe that financial advice should never be limited to once-a-year review meetings. Life happens every single day. Markets change, retirement questions come up, family situations evolve, and when they do, you deserve answers. That's why we pride ourselves at the New Millennium Group on being accessible when our clients need us most. Whether you're wondering about your investments or a major life decision, our team is here to help provide guidance. We're not interested in being the firm you hear from once a year. We want to be your trusted resource throughout your entire retirement journey. If you're looking for a financial team that values relationships, communication, and responsiveness, we'd love to meet you. Give us a call today at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or visit us at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Traffic and weather together, brought to you by UCCU. Learn how to save more this summer at uccu.com. Here's Cormac Bone.
No delays on I-15 between Ogden and Provo. Maybe a little slow, actually South 15 coming down through the construction zone in Roy at 5600 South, but not too terrible. Where we got heavier traffic is on some city streets in Salt Lake, both directions of Mountain View Corridor, very dense at 3500 South right now. Looking at the live shot there, looks like it's just an increase in volume. Commuters, no crash or debris on the roadway to report. Summers here in Box Elder County. History, recreation, and wildlife, and excellent dining and shopping await you. Learn more at boxeldercounty.com. Produced in cooperation with the Utah Office of Tourism. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
We're continuing to see thunderstorms across the Wasatch Front today. We could see some rain this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies tonight. The isolated thunderstorms return tomorrow. Right now it is 91 and mostly cloudy. I'm Claire Scott from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com, we're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
For us, we bond at night over our favorite TV shows.
And Alex Curie.
Watching TV, but also staring at your phones? That's super romantic.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard. I've got John Clyde with me today. I've just been testing out all the guest hosts, John, because Alex is away, and so welcome.
Yeah, my name came up. I'm the next one on the list. You can knock off.
I'm just rolling through everybody. Just trying to find someone. I've been blessed with some really great co-hosts this week. In fact, one of my co-hosts from this week we're going to chat with again because our very first segment here, of course, is Movies That Stink.
You'll never get that time back. Or the $50 you spent on theater popcorn. It's time for Movies That Stink.
All right, Movies That Stink, featuring from KSL Movie Show, Val Cameron, and my guest co-host for the last few days. Val, you with us?
Hey, do you miss me?
I miss you so much.
It was so much fun. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, I had a great time. It was a really good 3 days. Had a lot of fun, and so now we're going to talk about some movies that stink. I want to do one thing though. I want to address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
And that is the fact that my guest host for today is John Clyde, and John Clyde does the movie reviews for KSL.com.
Okay.
And you do them here on KSL News Radio. And I just wonder if there's anything that we need to kind of air out here before we go head to head on this. I mean, is everyone cool with one another?
Oh yeah.
I think we're okay.
We're okay.
Yeah, I think
All
we're
right.
good.
Okay,
what are you
good.
trying to do? Are you trying to stir something up?
I wasn't trying, but
He
I
was
wanted
hoping.
I
He
wanted to
wasn't
give
trying,
the
he was
opportunity. Yes, that's right, John. I wanted if there was an opportunity to stir something up, I just wanted to make sure that I recognized it.
No, we get along. We both don't like Andy very much, and it's it's great.
I am the great uniter.
Oh, there he is.
The great uniter. But John did pay you a very nice compliment, Val, before we started.
Aw.
So, all right, where do you want to start, Val?
I mean, there's really only one place to start, and I'm sorry, but I don't have any movies that stink this week. I have a documentary that stinks, but the only movie that's out in the theater is The Odyssey because nobody wanted to go up against it.
That's the only new release?
I mean, there's probably some independent films that came out, but I don't think there was really anything other than The Odyssey.
Wow. Well, what's this documentary? Is the documentary one to skip?
Yes, the documentary is actually on Paramount Plus, and it's called The Real Wolf of Wall Street. And if you've seen the movie The Wolf of Wall Street, based on, these real people, it was really just a snoozer. It was so boring. I fell asleep. I couldn't get through it. It was a lot of just the documentary saying, oh, remember this part of the movie? This is how it was in real life. These are pictures of the people in real life. This is who they look like on the TV or on the movie. Like, it just kept doing that over and over that I was like, I'm not learning anything new here. It's kind of like best friends sitting around telling stories while they're eating food and drinking. Like, this is it. What didn't have anything to do with an audience. So please don't watch that.
Okay. All right. So, but I'm glad though that we could get in at least one movie that stinks so that we could keep the promise of this segment. So,
well, there you go. Do you want to talk about The Odyssey? Do you want to get in there?
Yeah. Let's do it. Let's talk about it. What did you think, Val?
Well, this was Christopher Nolan. He wanted to get a new epic movie out there, and I think he found his sweet spot. And for me, he won. This stars Matt Damon, Tom Holland, Anne Hathaway, Zendaya, Charlize Theron, and Robert Pattinson, who I believe stole every scene that he was in. He plays a bad guy, but not only the villain, he plays a cowardly villain, and he's probably the best coward I have seen on the big screen ever.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. So my wife does not like Robert Pattinson, just as a heads up really quick.
Okay.
And after the movie, she's like, I hated him. And I hate that I hated him because I was supposed to hate him, which means he did his job, but I hate it.
I love that.
Oh, that's good. That's good. So do you think I've heard people say that this is the best that this director has done.
I I don't think it's the best that he's done. There were some, it wasn't a perfect movie. The first 15, maybe 20 minutes, Christopher Nolan is what I call a sound scientist, and he likes to mess with sound and push it to its limits. And in the first 15 to 20 minutes, I felt like it didn't quite match what was going on. And then it really took off and made its way through the rest of the movie very nicely. And so because of that and some points where I don't think some of the actors did what they needed to do in certain scenes, I gave this an A-, which is still really good. But for me, I still think that the Dark Knight and Oppenheimer are some of his best movies that he's made. Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting.
Yeah, and
go ahead.
I even mentioned that from a technical standpoint, this might be his best. Just wrapping your head around what he did. It is a spectacle. Is it my favorite movie of his? No. And when I think like something that I just want to see again, something that like everything about it resonated so well.
Yeah.
Like, I wouldn't.
They
put
actually
it there.
built their sets. They were on location. They built sets. When you see the Trojan horse, the entire cast, plus Nolan, plus his cinematographer, they are actually inside the horse. It's not half the horse where you see, them crammed into some. They are inside the horse. They are all crammed in there. They are shooting it from there. Nolan tried to make it as real as possible. And so just respecting the filmmaking of this and the technical aspect, I totally agree with you.
Would you go see it again?
I would go see it again. It's made for the IMAX, but you can see it in 35 millimeter. If you go to the Broadway, I did check. They still have some tickets left for those screenings this weekend. Not tonight. They're sold out. But for me, it was made in the IMAX with the IMAX camera. So I would tell you to go see it in IMAX. And if you still like it, then go see it in 30 millimeter or 35 millimeter.
What about you, John? Would you go see this movie again?
When I got out of it, I don't know that I was dying to see it anytime soon.
Mm-hmm.
And that's not because I didn't like it, but it is a heavy movie. Like it takes a toll on you by the time it's over. But the more I think about it, like it has just stuck with me. And then I'm thinking to myself, like, I need to revisit this. Like there's stuff that I need to, I think, see again.
Did it take a toll on you because it's so long and there wasn't a good spot for a bathroom break?
I had a lot of soda. It's just... It's hard to explain without seeing it, but it's not a movie where you're walking out with like a big smile, and you're bounding out of the theater. Like it's a heavy tone throughout the thing, and it's this emotional journey for 3 hours. It's taking you. And I even mentioned earlier that again, my wife and I were driving home. We didn't speak to one another for like the first half of the drive, and it's not because we were upset with one another, but it was just you're taking it in still.
Yeah,
that's that much of it.
Val, here's something else I wanted to ask you about. They made it so it's got an R rating.
Yes.
And there's kind of some speculation as to whether or not that's going to benefit or harm the movie and how well it does. And it seems like conventional wisdom is it's going to harm it. But do you feel like it was necessary to get an R rating? Why did it end up with an R rating? And do you think that, do you think he should have cut it back just a little bit for that PG-13? I mean, how much more do you get for the R?
I'm going to steal something from Andy that he said earlier because I totally agree with it. And there's going to be people that go and see it and they're going to be like, why was this rated R? It should have been PG-13. And there's going to be some people that go see it and say, yes, this should be an R-rated movie. I think it's, there are some very heavy moments, like he said, and there's very emotional, mature moments, and there is some violence, and there is some mature activities that you see. But I think mostly it's because you have to take in all of this. It's up and down with emotions, and not all of it people, kids under 14 would maybe understand. But I don't think it will hurt it because I think there's enough buzz out there that people are going to go see it because they like the storyline of it. And I know somebody that is conservative that's taking his 14-year-old daughter to the film because she is really into this story. And so he's going to take her and knows that she's going to like it. So for me, I don't think it's going to hurt it. I think right now people are hating it before they see it because people just want to hate this big epic film, and not everybody is a Christopher Nolan fan, and they don't like the cast or whatever. But I would say give it a try. Like it's fantastic to watch on the big screen. If you like epic movies, this really again hits the sweet spot of an epic film.
Yeah. All right. Well, that seems like good advice. Do you guys think that this might prompt people to go and pick up the Odyssey in its original form, or at least the form as we know it, the English translation of that epic work?
I know it's like the biggest search thing right now on the internet when it comes to stories, and everything that is streaming that's around this story. So anything that has to do with the Trojan horse, Spartan, everything like that. It's all streaming now, and you have to pay for it. So I really think that, yes, I agree with you. People are looking for it.
Yeah. Did you read the Odyssey, didn't you, John?
Yes, I had to.
You both have?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the first time I read it was like in junior high, right? Like it was required reading.
That's right. That's how I read it, and I haven't read it since. But
yeah, well, and speaking back to that, like Homer didn't exactly write it as a PG-13, 1,000+ years ago or whatever, and that's kind of what they're getting on screen. But it's interesting. I have a son that's he's going to be in 8th grade, and just last year, that's one of the things they read, in school. So it's something that they're still pushing in school and stuff like that. But I guarantee that this, I think if you look at the New York Times bestseller, I wouldn't be surprised if there's a publication of the Odyssey that starts climbing up the charts again after this comes out.
Some publishers, because it's almost certainly public domain, some publishers going to put together a really cool edition with some cool artwork. And gosh, I need to get on that. All right. Okay, movies that stink.
Guys.
One movie that stinks and one movie that might be really, really great. So, Val, nice job as always. Thank you so much.
Hey, thanks, guys.
All right, we're going to grab a quick break. When we come back, we're going to do the 3 things, including we'll tell you about the 100 people that gathered up by the university to fill 2,000 sandbags. We'll tell you why when we come back.
Hi, I'm Maria Shilaos, host of the KSL News Daily podcast, where you'll get a deep dive on a story important to you and the 3 things you need to know each weekday morning. Follow the KSL News Daily today, wherever you get your podcasts.
It is July, and it is getting hot. For years, I've always called July the patriotic month. Not only do we have national celebrations, but we have the state celebration as well, and it's time to get the perfect steak going on the grill, but not your grill. The grill that is waiting for you at Ruth's Chris Steakhouse. I know we like to think that we're pretty good, as a backyard barbecuer, and some no, but Ruth's Chris will always present the perfect steak in a wonderful environment where it's air conditioned. They do all the work. You don't have to worry about anything other than sitting back with friends, neighbors, and family and enjoying the best meal you have ever had. 275 Southwest Temple. That's Ruth's Chris right here in the heart of downtown Salt Lake City. If you're heading up into the mountains, Hotel Park City. It's the perfect meal for July waiting for you at Ruth's Chris.
I'm back to doing what I love and more. Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you spend half your day walking or standing while working? If you have foot, knee, or back problems, the Good Feet store wants to help you like we helped Tony.
Pain that I experience the most is foot pain from being on my feet all day. You're having to kind of talk to yourself through the whole shift, like, I got this, I can do this. Before, I felt defeated, and now it's like, all right, let's go. I'm ready. A whole new life, like sunshine coming on.
And how about working more comfortably, like Dennis?
Working at an amusement park, it's always on your feet. I just couldn't take it, but I didn't have a choice. I just couldn't believe that putting these arch supports in made that much of a difference that quickly. I could do my job and I could take care of my family. I know what my tomorrow's gonna be. It's gonna be positive.
You deserve a better life too. Stop in the Good Feet store today. We have locations in Farmington, Riverton, and Sandy.
Thanks to the Good Feet store.
Do you know how to tell if a clogged drain is something to worry about or not? What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and I understand it's annoying and inconvenient, but sometimes a clogged drain can be a sign there's a more serious issue with your sewer main line. If the drains in the lowest level of your home aren't draining, or you flush a toilet and it comes up somewhere else like a shower or a floor drain, I'm urging you to look at this as more than just an annoyance. The last thing I want you to experience is a sewer backup. If you're a homeowner experiencing any of these issues, the first step would be to snake the line to see if it's just a blockage, which one of our drain techs can do for only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
This is the story of the one. As a maintenance engineer at a beverage manufacturing plant, he starts his day knowing every line is ready to run because Grainger delivers the industrial-grade products he needs to keep mixers, conveyors, and packaging equipment moving. With Grainger's vast selection of bearings, belts, and motors, he keeps operations running smoothly, so nothing grinds to a halt. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. The news just keeps getting weirder on KSL News Radio.
Right. All right. Welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett. I got John Clyde with me, filling in for Alex Keary. I'm going to get I'm going to get Alex back on Monday. So if you're wondering where that dude went, he is still on this earth. He's just enjoying some family time.
Yeah, that's great. Unless the demand is so strong for me to stick around. No one missed Alex.
We'll see. Alex can come back as our producer. But Alex is out with his family, and that dude deserves a little time off, and he definitely deserves some time with his great family. So I hope they're having fun. I'm confident they are having a blast because I heard from Alex. I got text from Alex like for the first 2 days he was gone, and then it's been just radio silent. So he's locked in wherever he is. He's locked in.
It means he's having a great time.
Yeah, he's locked into dad.
Well, yeah. When I got asked, if I could fill in at first, I didn't know if it was for you or if it was for Alex, and I almost texted Alex. I'm like, if he's on vacation, though, I'm not going to bother him.
Yeah,
I'll just be surprised.
Yeah. He's surprised too. Is that so? You didn't know? When did you find out who you're going to be with?
Not at first. Honestly, it was when then I listened to a show earlier this week.
Oh, and you saw it was
okay,
yeah.
Great. I guess I'll do it with Ethan. That's fine.
All right. Well, let's start here with some 3 things.
Top trending stories happening right now. KSL Brightside's The 3 Things.
All right, thing number 1, special thanks to the hundreds of volunteers who rolled out to the Bonneville fire scar up above the University of Utah, filling 2,000 sandbags that are going to be strategically placed along the burn scar this weekend. They will be paired with 500 to 700 feet of concrete barriers. Now, I don't know if you're aware of this, but that fire burned very, very close to the to that hospital facility up there. That hospital facility, of course, is probably the most important one in the state. It's a research hospital, and it also is the home of Primary Children's Hospital. And so at one point, that fire got so close and was burning so ferociously that they just lined up firefighters basically shoulder to shoulder between the fire and the hospital, and they were like, we just have to beat this thing back. And they were shoulder to shoulder, dig in and everything else, and they did it. But as we know, after the wildfire comes the mudslides and the flooding, and so there's some concern as we start to get a lot of this late summer rain that we could see flooding there at the hospital. So this has been a really, really big project. But that fire burned 566 acres.
My gosh. And it happened so fast.
Oh, my goodness. Yeah.
We don't live too terribly far away. And I remember, just being in my backyard. I'm like, oh, my word. Like, there's got to be a fire going on there.
Yeah.
Just that smoke that was going, and then, it just spread like crazy.
I'll never forget that day when the fire here on Capitol Hill happened.
Yeah.
Because we got a text message from someone with a photo And they sent this photo into us, and there was a little bit of smoke up there. And I thought, well, I know where that is.
I've seen that.
Because you can see it through this window. It's just
Right.
we had our back to it, you know.
If Ethan ever turned around, he'd know exactly what
Had
was
I
going on
turned
in the
around,
world.
I could have reported
Yeah.
the fire. Anyway, I guess not exactly. You can see it if you kind of look that way.
Manipulate
It's
a
not.
little
It's
bit.
not literally right behind me, but you can see it.
Close enough.
Anyway, so thanks to those volunteers, and I'm confident that their work are going to be is going to be needed up there. They're saying there's up to a 60% chance that even a moderate rainstorm would spark flooding over that burn scar. So that's you want to be ready for that. And then next up, Apple unseats NVIDIA to become the world's most valuable company. Now, of course, there's been a lot of volatility in tech stocks, especially AI stocks. And with some of the pullback that we've seen in those AI stocks, and with as well as Apple's been doing, Apple overtook NVIDIA today to become the world's most valuable company.
Yeah, my favorite part about this story is NVIDIA dropped a little bit, and Apple also dropped a little bit, but not as much. And so they pulled ahead, and then later on, NVIDIA jumped back up.
Yeah,
and so they were the top dog for a minute,
for like an hour.
Yeah.
Are you an Apple?
I'm an Apple
computer
guy.
So you iPhone, all that.
Yeah, and a part of me now, especially with the iPhone, it's like, is it just because it's easy for me now because all my stuff is on there?
Yeah,
right.
You get momentum, right?
Yeah, and it's everything's like built up at that point. From a computer standpoint, though, with my job, it's a PC shop, and just relearning everything's been a nightmare.
I'm the same way. I'm Apple with my phone, and my wife's computer at home is Apple, but my work stuff is all PC.
Yeah,
I actually have 2 laptops now.
So they're rolling in my backpack is so heavy.
Yeah, I have one for T-Town and one for KSL.
Yeah.
Apparently, no one trusts the other's security systems, which are important, right? Because KSL is a big deal media company, right? And so the tech security is important, but also at Teton, it's financial services.
Yeah, you got
company,
a lot of important information.
We've got client data. We're overseen by the Securities and Exchange Commission, and so like there are our own set of rules there. So.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's been super, super fun. And then the third thing, St. George has received a $23.5 million federal grant for I-15 underpasses. And if you know anything about St. George, which you probably do, because, we all know St. George. It's like Utahns love to not have to leave Utah.
Yeah.
Have you noticed
We'll get
this?
as close as we can.
So
we'll get as close as we can.
St. George is amazing. Because it's like going to Arizona without having to go to Arizona. So St. George, of course, we all hold St. George close in our hearts. But the I-15's been a big problem, and I think if they built I-15 today, it would not go where it is now because it just cuts that city in half.
It cuts it in half. But we actually just recently went down there with my family, and it is mind blowing how big it's gotten.
Oh yeah,
how much it's growing, and just you said, I-15's not even hitting a lot of the spots where they're building out crazy.
No. It just serves kind of old St. George, and then a little bit of that new area. Obviously Washington,
right?
But and then that area down there. What is it? The color.
The desert color.
Desert color. Yeah.
And I have a brother that lives in the Hurricane area. And I remember we went out there not too long ago, and we got off the freeway, and I'm like, Alex, I don't know how much I love you because I am driving for a while to get out here.
That's right. And they've had so much traffic and things like that out there in recent years. But they've got new projects, though. They're going to be doing underpasses under I-15 at 900 South and at 400 East, which is also Flood Street. And so that's going to be really, really nice because it's going to connect those neighborhoods. Because otherwise, you got to drive. There's a lot of driving around that you got to do.
Get out of the way to get there.
So that's a really big deal for St. George, and I think it's going to be awesome for them.
Yeah,
so.
it's funny. A friend of mine and I were literally just having this conversation the other day. So he lives in Vegas.
Yeah,
and he's from Utah, and he and his wife have talked about like, do we want to maybe move to St. George at some point? And he had just brought up the fact like the infrastructure cannot handle the growth that's going on there.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit of a struggle for sure. It is not clear how that's going to work out. Yeah. All right, we got to grab news, traffic, and weather. when we come back, we're going to talk about how much GLP-1s are disrupting the snacking business and how companies are responding. We'll be right back.
1:30 at KSL News Radio. I'm Claire Scott. KSL's top story this hour. An Ogden woman was arrested after police say she asked her neighbor if she had insurance before trying to burn down her own apartment. KSL News Radio's Cameron Elliott has the story.
57-year-old Chantel Baldwin's home was searched by police following the incident, leading them to find multiple candles placed to try and burn down the home, as well as paper stuffed into the burners on her stove that had not been yet lit. Police say she was ultimately unsuccessful in trying to burn down the apartment, instead only burning a portion of clothes in the closet.
On top of a charge for arson, she was charged with manufacturing an incendiary device after police say they found a Molotov cocktail in her kitchen. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. As fires rage across Canada, Ontario Premier Doug Ford offered an update on the country's wildfire fighting response. Ford says more than 150 crews are currently responding to more than 191 fires in the province, and they will continue to divert resources where they are needed.
Our government will not spare a single penny to protect communities and keep people safe.
The Canadian Wildland Fire Information System says Canada has experienced more than 3,500 wildfires this year that have burned a total of land roughly the size of the United Kingdom. Your money at this moment, the Dow is down 419 points, the S&P is down 77. And coming up, more thunderstorms. KSL weather is next. KSL News Time, 1:32.
All right, I want to talk for a minute about Magnolia Bakery. Now, this has been something that Alex and I have been so excited about, making Magnolia Bakery a part of KSL Brightside. If you have not learned about Magnolia Bakery yet, listen up. It's over in Holiday Hills, which is the old Cottonwood Mall out there. And in the past, if you wanted to get a taste of the world-famous banana pudding for Magnolia Bakery, which really is best in the world, you used to have to order it and have it shipped to you in a box full of dry ice. And people did that all across the country because it was that good. We don't need to do that anymore. Head over there. It's 1895 East Rodeo Walk Drive. Just punch Magnolia Bakery into your maps on your phone. It'll take you right there. And let me tell you what you're going to find. You're going to find not just the world-famous banana pudding. You can also find their world-famous red velvet cupcakes, that beautiful, rich, decadent, not too sweet with the cream cheese frosting. They are outstanding. You're going to find cakes, cheesecakes, and so much more. This really is the experience of a neighborhood bakery, which is how it started in New York City. So you don't have to go to New York. You don't have to get online and order from New York to enjoy this real authentic piece of New York. It is here in the Salt Lake Valley. They are open every single day, including Sunday, right over there in Holiday Hills, the old Cottonwood Mall location, 1895 East Rodeo Walk Drive. We'll see you there at Magnolia Bakery.
Utah homeowners, listen up. If your roof is over 15 years old and you've had recent storm damage, now's the time to act. Hey, it's Josh with IWC Roofing, and we've built our reputation on quality, integrity, and taking care of homeowners the right way from start to finish. IWC Roofing, Utah's highest rated roofing company, is now offering $2,500 off your new roof replacement, plus a free upgrade package to maximize your home's protection and value. But that's not all. We're giving away a free roof. Yep, you heard me. One homeowner will receive a brand new roof free. The winner to be announced August 1st. And here's where it gets even better. When you call and mention this radio ad, you'll receive double entries to win. Appointments are filling up fast, and this offer won't last. Call now for your free inspection and estimate. 801-232-5690. That's 801-232-5690. Save $2,500, get upgraded, and you could win a brand new roof. Call IWC Roofing today, 801-232-5690. Restrictions apply. No purchase necessary. See IWCRoofingUtah.com for details and rules.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Summer's finally here, and we're kicking it off with a whole lot of free. Free brake pads with Duralast rotors. Free oil filter with 5 quarts of oil. Free Armor All wipes with Armor All glass cleaner, and more. More free, so you can have more summer. Celebrate free at AutoZone. Now through July 27th. Restrictions apply.
Get in the zone, AutoZone.
Meet Lee Platz. A renter whose possessions fill not only her apartment, but also the darkest corners of a mini storage unit. A land of both truth and fiction. Truth, everything inside is protected by Progressive. Fiction, one day Lee will fit into her clothes from senior year of high school. Renters, discover coverage for what you love and what you can't get rid of in Progressive's Protection Zone. Get a quote at Progressive.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and third-party insurers.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. Auto loans as low as 4.74% APR. Here's Cormac Bone.
We do have a little bit of delays. Northbound I-15 approaching 13th South. Just a little slow there. And then there's a disabled vehicle on I-15 southbound 4500 South. Getting off the freeway there, they're in the right shoulder, so just be careful. Southbound I-215's west belt approaching I-80. There's a crash getting off the freeway there as well, so some light congestion starting up at 700 North just before you get down to I-80. UDOT construction alert planned for nightly lane closures and weekend delays on Interstate 80 in Parley's Canyon due to several major projects. Lane closures will continue throughout the summer. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
Highs in the 90s with chances of afternoon thunderstorms through the weekend. Today, partly cloudy and a high of 96. And right now, 91 and partly cloudy. I'm Claire Scott from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com, where Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Is this what they mean by getting the band back together again?
And Alex Keary.
Yeah, except this one is a reunion tour nobody asked for.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
Welcome back to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Miller. I've got John Clyde here with me, and he is filling in for Alex Keary. And John, I sure do appreciate you tuning in and, holding down the fort with me.
Yeah, super on top of it over here. Super excited to be here. Ethan's over here. He's like, turn your mic on. You have to turn your mic on.
I'm bringing us back from the break. I'm like,
yeah. And he keeps pointing. I'm like, you can't even see my laptop, man. You don't know what's on here. And he's just telling me to turn my mic on. No, thank you so much for having me. It was awesome to get the call and be back here. A lot of people, I'm sure they don't know, but we used to work together a long time ago. And so it's exciting to be back in this spot where we got to know each other.
That's right. And so Alex and I started on the Nightside Project 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it was just a couple of years after we started that you joined the team out here in the newsroom. You were first at the assignment desk.
Yeah.
And then I remember you most with KSL.com.
Yeah. So I did the TV producing stuff for a little while and then headed over to .com. And to really date me, at the time, KSL.com News had 3 full-time employees, me being one of them.
Isn't that amazing?
Yeah. And yeah, super fun time. Super awesome to do that. I used to work that swing shift in the evening with you guys.
Yep.
So at the same time you were doing the show and everything. And actually did a few road trips in an RV across the country with Alex as well. So I know him a little better than I should.
Yeah, with him and Noriega.
Yep.
Dave Noriega. Yeah, they used to do that for the BYU Cougars.
Cougar Sports Saturday.
You want to hear something? Because
I
know you're still a Cougar fan because I saw the stickers on your water bottle. But my nephew is starting punter for BYU this year.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Fuller shirts.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
That's the best position ever.
I agree with that. I think it seems phenomenal, especially because, you look at the kickers in the NFL, and I mean, I have no idea what he wants to do with, how far he could go and things like that. But that seems like the best thing because even if all you did was get the league minimum, you can still play for like 20 years.
It's a great career. Yeah, and you're not getting banged around all the time.
No.
Yeah, I had a good friend who went to high school with him. Junior year, punter gets hurt. They were literally getting on the bus to a game, and our coach says, like, if you think you can punt, come out here. And 3 of them punted, and he got hold of one, or just like fluke. And he kicked it the furthest, so they're like, you're punting tonight. He became the starting punter. And then he went all state as a punter.
Wow.
And he was recruited by colleges all by
amazing.
an accident.
Isn't that amazing? So I'm excited. I hope Fuller has just a great season, and I'm excited to watch him.
Yep.
This is, of course, for so many young men, dream come true.
For sure.
Especially for a kid like him who's always been such a big Cougar fan. And this is the funny thing. So my brother's a big-time Cougar fan.
Okay.
I went to the U. I'm a Ute fan.
Got it.
So I'm a Ute guy, and I've remained loyal to my school.
Yeah.
I'm not like the rest of my family who all went to Utah and then skipped out. I'm loyal. That's one of my values.
I like it.
You know, and but I feel like my nephew is someone that both Utes and Cougars can really get behind, because the Cougars want a good punter, and the Utes want BYU to always be punting, and so.
They'd love to see him on the field all the time.
I feel like
it's a win-win here.
He's the one kid on the field that everyone can really get.
And as a
behind.
Utah fan and as an uncle, you're going to be super excited to see him whenever he plays.
Super excited. And I hope he has a great season and fulfilling in every way. And
I'm a little bit like you. Like I am a BYU guy, and a lot of it is because I went to school there, and I have given them so much of my money over the years to get that degree that it seems like
Is that where you got
going?
Is that where you got that cool sticker?
Yeah.
Did they say, "Hey, thanks for all this money, John.
We really appreciate everything that you've done. Here's a couple of stickers." Yep.
Just so that everyone knows.
Yeah, and we'll send you some tax information about those stickers so that you can
so you can declare them. Oh yeah. All right. Let's talk a little bit about food. Let's talk a little bit about GLP-1s. I was surprised to learn this, but did you know that in 21% of American households, someone is using a GLP-1 medication?
21%.
In 21% of households, someone is using a GLP-1. That shows you how popular this product has gotten.
I wonder if it would be higher too if it was more affordable.
I guarantee it.
Yeah,
I guarantee it, because that's kind of the number one complaint is the affordability. Because the side effects of GLP-1 are nausea, diarrhea, constipation, and poverty. Those are the four the four side effects of GLP-1s. But listen to this. PepsiCo has been trying to turn things around financially, especially in their snack business. They cut prices by up to 15% on brands like Lay's, Doritos, and Cheetos, but they still cannot make any headway. Things are completely flat for them. The North American food business slipped 2%, and they're saying it's because of the GLP-1s. Wow. It's because the autopilot snacking is going away for so many people that it's enough that these snack brands are catching it in the wallet.
That is, I get it. A part of me, it's like, I don't know that your wallet's hurting that much. Like, we're probably okay.
Yeah,
still,
it's hard to feel bad for a company like Pepsi, but
yeah. But at the same time, that's fascinating, because especially I think back to 2020 when I started working from home, and a lot of us did, and we got into that mode. Like, yeah, you're sitting there and you're like, what's in the kitchen? I need to get up. I need to go do something, graze.
I am completely familiar with autopilot snacking, which is kind of where the magic of the GLP-1 comes in, is because that just switches off.
Yeah.
And in fact, when you're on the GLP-1, one of the things you really have to watch out for is malnutrition.
Yeah, not eating.
Yeah,
right?
you have to eat. Malnutrition and dehydration, because you're not eating or drinking. You're doing other things, which is a phenomenal feeling. But you got to kind of take it seriously,
Yeah, so my wife is a nurse practitioner, and she works part-time at a wellness clinic.
Mm-hmm.
And that's one of the things that she talks about all the time, is like, starving yourself is not a good diet plan.
It is not
good. You need to eat. You need calories. You need nutrients. You need to keep going. So just avoiding it's not going to help.
The good thing is that the GLP-1 makes it very easy to be deliberate about what you're eating.
Yeah.
But you do still have to.
But you have to do it. Yeah. It's turning that thing off where you're like you said, the nausea, and you're not necessarily wanting to eat. So, but you need to force yourself to eat something.
Yeah.
Still, right?
Well, and it's not that the nausea is a side effect, but it's not permanent. Like, it kind of goes
right.
away. It makes dieting the easiest thing in the world to do. But everywhere I look, I see the same advice: don't lose weight too quickly. 2 pounds a week.
Okay.
2 pounds a week.
Yeah. Because when I was younger, I lost a ton of weight all at once. And it's because I got super sick. Like, I would not suggest that.
And it seems like a lot of those things, like people talk about, like that kind of the Ozempic body type, where you kind of get the hollow features and things like that. A lot of that is the speed at which you lost weight.
Yeah, it's that. So something that's interesting is, these GLP-1 uses are going up, but then Botox and fillers, like aesthetics, are going up because they get what they say is that Ozempic face.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like you lose all that.
But it seems to me that it seems to me that if you control the weight loss to where you're not losing it so quickly, that you really don't run into that problem.
Yeah, and I think that it's also some of your providers, right? Like the provider that's just going to throw you the highest dose because that's what you say you want, or the one that's actually thinking about your health and like, hey, let's start off here and see what makes sense. I'm going to throw this out really quick because Alex and I used to talk about this, but several years ago when I worked here, we used to joke about, so Alex lost a lot of weight at one point and he looked fantastic, and was able to get that off. And around the same time, I started losing some weight too. And we had what we called fast food confessions on stuff that we used to do. And one of his favorite ones that I told him about was I would go to Wendy's, for example, and I was embarrassed by the amount of food I was ordering. So I'd pretend like I was on the phone. Like, wait, you wanted number 2? You wanted that?
You would do this?
Oh, 100%.
Wow.
Because I'm like, I didn't want the person in there like, this fat guy over here is ordering 2 meals for himself, right? So I'd pretend like I was on the phone, and then Alex told me, he's like, dude, I used to plan my route home where I could hit 2 different Wendy's so that they wouldn't think I was getting all that food for myself.
Alex has some amazing stories about things like that, and I mean, he's looking amazing.
Yeah,
he's super fit now, but gosh, that is so funny. Anyway, speaking of, and I don't know that this is necessarily related, although it's related in theme, but I don't know if it's related to GLP-1s, but 7-Eleven parent company is closing 645 underperforming North American stores. Can you believe that?
Jeez. How many stores are there? Do you know?
Well, there are at least 645.
There's at least...
Well, I should say there are at least 646.
646, right?
They're permanently closing 200 locations. 350 locations will be operating as fuel-only stations.
Okay, which is interesting because I've seen a bunch of 7-Elevens that have no fuel whatsoever. Like it's just a convenience store.
Yeah, that's right. One of the reasons why they're doing this, and I have seen that too. In fact, there's several on State Street. Yeah. There's one right here.
Yeah, there's one.
If you go straight north of Broadcast House on 3rd West, there's one right there.
One right there. Yeah, and there's one right by my house, just around the corner. It's just a convenience store.
Yeah,
no
which honestly, 7-Eleven's strength is convenience store.
Yeah,
I can get gas anywhere. There's only one Sev.
Right.
Right.
That's a good point.
I can get gas anywhere.
Like I can get an icy, but it's no Slurpee.
Related to this, apparently, 7-Eleven is trying to work its way through an IPO, initial public offering. So if you love 7-Eleven, maybe sometime next year,
buy into some stock.
You could buy some stock. So
am I that far behind that I guess I just assumed they were a publicly traded company?
No, man.
That's wild.
Yeah. No.
That is a big company to not be publicly traded.
You can buy Slurpees, but you cannot buy stock. So
not yet.
Not yet. Maybe next year. Yeah. So 2027 at the earliest. But a lot of this stuff can take a lot of time.
Watch out, NVIDIA and Apple. There's a new player.
The Sev is coming for you. Could you imagine? I would love for the Sev to be the world's most valuable company.
Most valuable company, yeah.
Bump Apple and NVIDIA off their high horse. All right, we got to grab a quick break. When we come back, let me tell you what we're up against. When we come back, what do you think 800 pounds of peanut butter has to do with art?
A lot.
Has a lot to do with art. We'll tell you right back when we come right back.
Can we talk about something difficult to discuss? Are you going through a difficult financial time? You have equity in your home, but nobody can help? American Home Loans has created the Bridge Loan Program to use your equity regardless of your credit at this time. The Bridge Loan can be used to pay debts, collections, IRS liens, divorce settlements, or home improvements. Call at 801-262-2221. That's 262-2221. This loan creates a bridge between now and a much brighter future. After COVID, one of their clients had over $85,000 in credit cards. Their scores were too low to borrow on their home. American Home Loans was able to save them $2,000 a month. And after 8 months, they qualified for a conventional loan and lowered their payments. The consultation is free and confidential. Please call them and see what they can do for you. The number is 801-262-2221. It's 262-2221, or go to AmericanHomeLoans.com. AmericanHomeLoans.com. NMLS 245422, Equal Housing Lender.
KSL offers the best daily newsletter in the state. It's the 3 things you need to know. Every weekday, we deliver quality and relevant content to your inbox. No ads, no spam, Just the 3 things you need to know to be informed about the world around you. Subscribe today. Visit KSLNewsRadio.com or text the word INBOX to 57500. That's INBOX to 57500.
1-877 Cards for Kids. KARS Cards for Kids. 1-877 Cards for Kids. Donate your card today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Ready to get rid of that old car? Donate it to Cars for Kids. Call 877 Cars for Kids to speak to a friendly live agent. Donation is super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Go to carsforkids.org now or call 877 Cars for Kids to donate your car today.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids.
Did you know you can donate real estate too? Go to carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Any Hour Services can make sure your AC keeps you cool this summer. Whether you need a tune-up, repair, or just a second opinion about replacing it, call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Turn your afternoon around on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millard. I've got John Clyde here with me. John Clyde is filling in for Alex Keary.
Excited to do so.
Doing a bang-up job.
I mean, no one can replace Alex, but
no one can. But you know what?
Trying.
I think we'll live through this next hour.
We'll see if people keep their radios on, but we'll get through it.
I think we'll get away with it on a basic level.
That's fair.
But I want to talk to you a little bit about art. And specifically some more experimental art or concept art.
Sure.
But at a museum in the Netherlands, a display has been put in place in honor of Dutch artist Wim T. Schippers, who died last month. And what they did at this museum, art museum, to honor Schippers, is they spread more than 800 pounds of peanut butter across the floor in a big shape. This is enough peanut butter for around 15,000 peanut butter sandwiches.
It depends on how you make the sandwich.
Onto the floor. Now, this the artist was 83 when he died last month. He first created what's called the pindakaasvloer, or peanut butter floor, in 1969. That's when he first came up with it. And it was basically a way to kind of challenge people's idea about what art is, and then also give everyone a little bit of nostalgia with the peanut butter smell. But what do you think about this?
That is one of the first things that came to my mind. Is the minute you walked in, you had to have smelled that. Just that peanut butter waft that hit you immediately. Like that would be the number one thing for me.
So I like this kind of art. I think it's cool. I know it's easy to look at modern art, conceptual art, and say, well, that doesn't make any sense, or it's stupid, or it's not real art. But I always kind of liked it. You know, I kind of liked the idea that there would be someone who just was going to just challenge you in some new way that you weren't thinking about or weren't expecting. I kind of get that. I kind of like that. I object to the peanut butter.
You object to the peanut butter?
I do. And I'm not allergic or anything. And I don't even dislike peanut butter. I like a peanut butter sandwich. But my context for peanut butter is so specific that it can't just show up on any day.
Take it out of that context and it's just over.
So here's the context, my context for peanut butter. And this is why I'm picky about Thai food. I like Thai food just fine. I don't get peanut sauces.
Okay.
I don't
mess
do
around
peanut
with
sauce.
that nonsense.
No, because lunch for me growing up was a peanut butter sandwich that had spent the morning underneath an apple.
Yeah. So there's a nice little groove in it
Mm-hmm,
from where it was sitting there.
Down there. This was lunch. And there's nothing wrong with a peanut butter sandwich for lunch. It's a great lunch. Protein, healthy fats, right? Peanuts.
Yeah.
But, after a while,
it's a little much.
It's a little much. And so when I catch peanut butter, I'm not ready for it. I'm not always going to go along with it. This is one of the reasons why at Thai restaurants I don't get the peanut sauce.
Because all you can taste is that apple.
As soon as it comes out and I smell those peanuts, I think I can't.
Forget it.
This isn't dinner.
Well, what's funny is I'm like the polar opposite in the sense of I don't know how much I appreciate a lot of modern art. I feel like a lot of the times whoever did it is just like, I don't even know what's going on. I'm just going to do it and see if these idiots will buy it. And then, so like, I don't always connect with it. And then a part of me is like, peanut butter. I'm all in on the peanut butter. Let's do this. Because I'm a peanut butter
You love it?
fan. Like I'm the guy that I didn't make like a peanut butter and jam sandwich. Like just give me bread and peanut butter and I'm happy.
And that's good. That's all you need.
Yeah. Throw that together and I'm a happy guy.
Now, can we agree though on peanut butter's highest purpose?
Which is
mixed with chocolate.
Yeah, it's pretty good. We just made a bunch of scotcheroos. I don't know if other people call them something different, but like get the peanut butter in there. We've been eating those like I was going to make a really bad analogy. We've been eating a lot of them.
You've been eating a lot
at the house lately. But yeah, peanut butter and chocolate, that is. And then peanut butter and Nutella. We literally can't buy Nutella at our house anymore because it does not last more than 16 hours.
Well, Shipper's his philosophy was that art does not have to be useful or logical, and he argued that art can be just as absurd as life itself.
Apparently, that's a whole floor of peanut butter.
A whole floor of peanut butter. Utah's got a great Salt Lake has a great modern art museum. I've never seen a peanut butter floor.
I haven't seen a peanut butter floor.
But it's the Museum of Modern Art, which is over here next to Symphony Hall.
Right.
And right in between Symphony Hall and City Creek. And it's a phenomenal art museum, and they're always changing out the exhibits, and it is modern art, and so a lot of it sometimes is going to kind of challenge you in the way that you see art. There's I have a really funny photo of my son, and he's standing next to a bowl of cereal that's just been stuck
to the wall.
Yeah, and it's not real milk. It's got fake milk in there and a spoon in it, but it's stuck to the wall just like that.
And I will say, like, I'm giving it a hard time, but there's the MoMA in Seattle.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you've ever been up there before.
I've never been to the museum there, no.
It's awesome. It is awesome. And it's like one of my kids' favorite places. We've been there. We have some family up there, so we've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
And it also helps with us. They always have sections with like different movie stuff. Like we went there once and it was Jim Henson tribute. So there was like
cool.
Muppet stuff that was everywhere. We went in, they have another huge section that's all about like sci-fi movies and stuff. But I can get behind some of it. I gave it a hard time. I gave it a hard time earlier, but I guess I get some of it.
But the peanut butter floor though, and how long does it sit there?
I wondered how long it sat there, and they have got to have signs everywhere just like, hey, if you have any allergy, you should not come in within 50 yards of this thing.
Well, he did his original peanut butter floor in 1969. I'm going to look up and see how long it sat there, because I feel like at a certain point,
stuff's going bad.
Yeah, you got to get rid of it, right? You can't just sit there as a floor forever. Okay, this is what I'm going to do. During the break, I'm going to look up to see how long that original peanut butter floor sat
there.
And then who knows? We'll know when we need to bring some crackers over. So we'll be right back.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
The
o'clock at KSL News Radio. I'm Claire Scott. KSL's top story this hour. Fire investigators say the Babylon fire that has burned more than 107,000 acres in San Juan County was caused by lightning. Crews are gaining containment, now at 62%.
We did receive on the western side of the fire for about an inch to an inch and a half of moisture. So in those areas, we are concerned about debris flow. And so some of our resources will be assessing that as they're working their way in.
Operations Section Chief Trainee Deb Flowers says there is a flood watch across southern Utah and the Babylon fire area through midnight tonight. We're also hearing that Congressman Mike Kennedy is expected to visit with state, local, and federal fire officials tomorrow. A cyclist was taken to the hospital with critical injuries today after colliding with a car near 400 South and 600 East in Salt Lake City. Police say the driver stayed on the scene, and while they're still investigating, it doesn't appear to be the driver's fault. Our top national story this hour from ABC News. From the Midwest down to mid-Atlantic, a third straight day of air quality alerts due to wildfire smoke. Visitors in D.C. say smoky conditions are impacting their activities.
It's affecting everybody's physical activity, no doubt.
That's Ben Kerr, a tourist at the National Mall. Air quality advisories are in effect for more than a dozen states. Your money at this moment, the Dow is down 406 points, the S&P is down 76 points. And coming up, thunderstorms this afternoon. KSL weather is next. KSL News time 2:01.
A reminder about the simplest way to get updated for your day.
Hit your KSL preset when you jump in the car, and we'll take care of the rest.
Hear key news updates and traffic reports.
Andy and Amanda from 5 to 9 in your car.
KSL News Radio at 102.7 FM.
Well, it's official. My friends have all switched to Pure Talk because I told them they could save a bunch of money on a super reliable high-speed network with unlimited data. And because they're my friends, they trust me. As for the rest of you, well, Pure Talk understands that even though you might like me, you're not just going to take my word for it, nor should you. For that reason, and for a very limited time, Pure Talk is offering any of their plans for just $15 a month for the first 3 months, including their top-tier unlimited plan that normally sells for $65 a month. Think of it like a test drive, a super simple way to save $150 while you kick the tires on Pure Talk's blazing fast network, and a fine way to see for yourself why I switched from big wireless, along with a few 100,000 of my closest friends. Dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and be connected to Pure Talk's friendly U.S. customer service team. Again, dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and let the savings begin.
This is Nate Orchard from Advanced Window Products. When you live in Utah, your windows do a lot more than let the light in. They protect your home from freezing winters, blazing summers, and everything in between. That's why Advanced Window Products builds every window for your local climate. No middleman, no out-of-state delays, just factory direct quality, custom made for your home. Imagine a quieter home, a warmer home, a cooler home. Our high-efficiency vinyl windows are engineered to lower your energy bills and boost your comfort all year round. And installation is done by our own certified in-house crews, never subcontractors. That's why Utah homeowners give us 5-star reviews. Right now, take advantage of our anniversary sale. For a limited time, get $2,500 off when you buy 10 or more windows. Call 801-850-9100. That's 801-850-9100. For 40 years, Advanced Window Products has been the name Utah trusts for custom replacement windows and sliding glass doors. Advanced Window Products, built here, installed here, trusted here. Call 801-850-9100 for that $2,500 off, or visit us at advancedwindows.com to schedule your free in-home estimate.
Most families get their financial advice in pieces. A financial advisor here, a CPA there, an estate attorney somewhere else. Everyone means well, but nobody's talking to each other, and those gaps can work against you. Trajan Wealth's family office brings wealth management, tax strategy, and estate planning together, not as separate conversations, but as one coordinated system built around your life, your goals, and the people who matter most. Ours is a true family office, not one that refers you out because it's convenient. This kind of dedicated collaboration used to require a 7-figure net worth, but here's the game changer. Trajan kicked that door open. Trajan advisors are fiduciaries, always obligated, always honored to act in your best interest. Unlock your Trajan family office at TrajanWealth.com or call 1-855-TRAJAN-1. That's 1-855-TRAJAN 1.
Advisory services through Trajan Wealth, LLC, an SEC registered investment advisor. Other services through Trajan Estate and Trajan Tax.
Traffic and weather together brought to you by UCCU. You deserve to love where you bank. Here's Cormac Bone.
Got a lot of trouble in Weber and Davis County. First southbound I-15 in the construction zone coming down from Riverdale Road toward Roy at 5600 South. Just pretty heavy traffic there. And then North 15 in Layton near Hillfield Road getting pretty dense. This is due to a crash that is at the end of the on-ramp from North 15 to get on to North 15 from Hillfield Road right there by the mall. They are blocking a right lane and shoulder there, causing that congestion. And then in Salt Lake County, both directions of I-15 a little slow at the south interchange, but your real trouble is getting off of I-215 at the southeast corner there for Big Cottonwood Road. There is a motorcycle and vehicle crash there at that corner, and it's very dense between the I-15 corner and the Wasatch Boulevard on 6200 South. Your dream kitchen starts at Bedrock Courts. Visit a showroom near you or explore surfaces online at bedrockcourts.com. Cormac Bone in the KSL Traffic Center.
We're continuing to see thunderstorms across the Wasatch Front today. Could see some rain this afternoon with mostly cloudy skies tonight. The isolated thunderstorms return tomorrow. Right now, 93 and partly cloudy. I'm Claire Scott from the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios. Listen online at kslnewsradio.com. We're Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
KSL Brightside with Ethan Miller.
Doug Wright is probably rolling over in his grave hearing us back on the air.
And Alex Curie.
Well, first of all, Doug's not dead, but yeah, he probably would not approve.
This is KSL Brightside on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. This is KSL Brightside of Ethan Millard. I've got John Clyde here with me, filling in for Alex Curie. We'll see Alex again on Monday.
Looking forward to it.
But it's been kind of fun this week, working with a few different people, and,
Yeah, no, it's been awesome coming in. My old stomping grounds here at KSL. So it's been fun being
cool,
back.
Huh?
Yeah, it's been a lot of fun.
It's interesting how different it is, but it's also kind of the same.
Yeah, well, what's funny is, so worked here in the building for several years, have continued to write for them over the years, but not as a full, time employee here in the company. But it was a weird sense of excitement and a little bit of like stress and panic, like of remembering like, oh, here goes the news day.
Yeah,
like, what are we going to run into today? Like,
what,
what kind of nonsense are we going to deal with?
Yeah, for sure. Well, let me tell you, I learned a few things I told you I was going to look up the peanut butter floor.
Yeah.
Okay. Which was the brainchild of Dutch artist Wim T. Schippers. And there is an installation. This is in the news because there was an installation in the Netherlands at a museum in his honor. And it is basically 100 pounds of peanut butter spread across the floor.
That's a lot of peanut butter.
And he actually did the very first peanut butter floor. There have been a few of these. He did the very first peanut butter floor in 1969 in a gallery in Lenersloot.
Well done.
It was later redone in 1997 for a retrospective on the artist, and then again in a gallery in 2010. And then another museum in 2010 bought the concept and installed it in 2011. So it's not clear to me exactly how long any of these floors have lasted.
Stayed around.
And it's not clear to me whether I think it's obviously not the same floor. Because it says they bought the concept, which means they probably installed their own peanut butter floor.
Yeah.
In 2011. And the museum director said it was, quote, one of the most important acquisitions made in 2010.
2010 was a slow year.
I guess. The purchase price was not officially disclosed, but it was reportedly over 100,000 euros.
Okay, for peanut butter. And if anybody's curious, Ethan, he during the breaks, he looks up all this stuff. That's why he doesn't talk to me. It's really uncomfortable during the breaks. We don't say anything to one another.
I just want to I'm not trying to ice you out. I'm just trying to keep you on your toes.
You're professional, man.
I want to make sure when the microphone is open, you are
I have no idea what you're about to throw at me.
So, I don't know. I like the peanut butter floor. I like the idea as an art piece. I'm super curious how long it lasts.
I'm also curious, like, how much did the peanut butter itself cost? Like, that much peanut butter to lay out there.
A lot.
It's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap. And I mean, it's probably labor intensive.
Yeah.
I wonder if when it's time to get it all up, you just invite everyone to bring crackers.
Just go for it. A bunch of Ritz.
Come have peanut butter.
Mm-hmm.
All right, that's enough of that. Next up, YouTube this week. YouTube and Meta, we found out this week, have launched an appeal of a verdict against them. It was a landmark case, KGM versus Meta et al., where they found Meta and YouTube liable for intentionally designing addictive features that harm children's mental health. The plaintiff is a 20-year-old woman who filed a lawsuit in 2023 when she was just 17. They got a resolution this year against Meta and Google. And the courts agreed with the 20-year-old woman, saying, yes, they did this on purpose. She said that this engineered addiction caused her to develop severe depression, chronic anxiety, body dysmorphia, and suicidal thoughts. And I think that those are definitely the effects of social media. And I know why Google and Meta are appealing this, and I hope they're not successful.
I get behind this 100%.
It's just crazy.
I have my issues with social media. Having worked in marketing for a long time, people are always looking at ways to manipulate, to get you. I used to joke that when I worked here with KSL.com and we were writing original stories, and it was a joke, I promise everybody. But I always said, my goal, if I'm doing a good job, I'm wasting your time at work.
Because you're
reading
article.
my stuff, and then you want to read something else, and then you want to read something else, right?
Yeah.
But with this social media stuff, they're doing it for a reason, to get you locked into this. I mean, those shorts. The reason they're doing the shorts is because they've shown it changes the brain chemistry of these kids on how they're doing stuff. And my own son right now, it's not social media, but it's similar. But he has a group of friends, and it's great. They're good kids. And they will literally be together and then say, hey, let's go home and go play this game.
Yeah.
And they literally can't play on the same, the company has figured out, I'm not going to let them play on the same console, because now I get to sell 5 versions of this game.
Yep.
5 different consoles, but we're going to separate them.
Yeah.
And I think there's so much of this, and it causes all these problems. I'm a proponent for this. I'm behind it. I'm with you. I hope they don't win that appeal.
I think we need so many changes here, and we need fewer people. We need fewer people on social media and 0 people under age 18 on social media. I think at this point it needs to be like alcohol. We are so right about alcohol in young people. Your brain is still developing, and you can't do it. You got to be an adult. And I think in the same way, we need to do the same thing with social media. With social media, we need to say, hey, your brains are still developing. Go knock yourself out once you're an adult. But for now, you're going to be protected from this. And I think it makes sense for us to do that. And I'm a little bit mystified why we can do such a good job insisting on alcohol, but when it comes to social media, we just are suddenly, I don't know, the terms and conditions. Oh gosh,
we can't take that away from them.
I mean, I'd really hate to regulate, Facebook, but and it's. It's just this crazy. It's just I don't understand it. I don't understand why we can't be more insistent here in protecting our young people.
Well, and I think for good reason. We're everybody is behind protecting kids, keeping them safe. Like you said, the alcohol thing, right? There's so many things like that where it's we got to do everything to protect our kids. We got to think about their future. We got to think about their mental health and their well-being. But if it's TikTok, I can't take that away from them, how else are they supposed to know what's going on with friends or whatever it might be? It's no. And I know, again, whenever I say this kind of stuff, my kids roll their eyes Dad, you're so old. But I, didn't have a phone, didn't have social media, figured it out.
Yeah.
Figured it out.
Yeah. But I just think everyone should think about this. This young woman says that this engineered addiction, and I think she's right to describe it like that. These products are engineered to be addicting to us. They cause her to develop severe depression, chronic anxiety, body dysmorphia, and suicidal thoughts. And I think all of us who are or have been social media users, we should recognize that and say, yes, okay, I think this is real.
Yeah.
And boy, it's serious. It's serious stuff. It's serious stuff.
I think it's very rare that you can jump onto social media and go and scroll and scroll and scroll and then walk away from it feeling good about yourself.
feeling good in any way.
Yeah.
And it doesn't have to be bad content.
No.
I didn't, when I was on social media, I didn't need bad or dark content to have it introduce a darkness into my day and into my psyche.
Yeah,
it didn't need to be dark content. It just needed to be there.
Yeah, it can be super happy, uplifting stuff, but all of a sudden you're comparing yourself to this lifestyle or whatever it might be. Like I think it's dangerous in so many different ways. And you talk about the emotional maturity of kids. I think as adults, there's a bunch of us that don't have the emotional maturity to sit there and scroll and spend all this time on there.
Yeah, I mean, I honestly think nationwide, make it 18. At 18 years old, you can have social media. Until then, no.
Yeah, and I'm behind it. I think one of the things that's hard too is, these social media companies then they're like, oh, okay, like put in your age. And I was like, well, that's pretty easy to get around.
I'm 90.
Or they, kids just end up finding another workaround. Like kids are clever. Actually, I have a friend who his son got so clever about getting around certain parental controls that the company that did it called his parents and said, hey, can we talk to your son?
Oh, you're kidding.
Like, we would love to know how he got around this. Like, this is pretty amazing.
Well, send us a text. We've got to grab a break, but send us a text. We'd love to read some text when we come back. Would you support a social media ban on teenagers? Basically saying, hey, in the U.S., if you want to be on social media, you got to wait till you're 18. That's my position, and I think we ought to take that seriously and do it. What do you think? 57500. We'd love to read those texts when we come back.
Hi, I'm Maria Chaleos, and I'd like to tell you about my podcast, the KSL News Daily. Every weekday morning, we'll deliver one story explored in depth, plus the 3 things you need to know before your day begins.
But this is new. This is where we human beings are able to trick AI.
This is news with context from the journalists you trust.
Agencies were less than willing to speak with us about this.
Find and follow the KSL News Daily at kslpodcast.com or wherever you listen.
I was in foot pain for 20 years, trying to give it relief, buying all these different insoles. Drugstore insoles, custom insoles. I spent thousands of dollars. I bought all these products, and not a single one worked. I really, truly needed to have relief in my feet. And the Good Feet Arch supports were what gave me the relief I needed.
For over 20 years, we've been helping people like Teresa actually live the life they love without their feet getting in the way.
They wanted to make sure that I got something that my feet felt good in, not somebody else's feet. I love the fact that I can wear these arch supports in all my shoes. I have boots, I have cowboy boots, I have running shoes, I have walking shoes, I have flat shoes, I have heels. It makes me so happy. If you ask my husband, he will crack up because there is no store I would rather go in than a shoe store. I'm Teresa, and that's my Good Feet story.
See what we can do for you with a free personalized arch support fitting at the Good Feet store.
We have locations in Farmington, Riverton, and Sandy.
What's up, everybody? I'm Mike Wilson with Any Hour Services, and if you have a drain that's clogged or backed up, after you've tried the plungers and products, the next step usually involves some kind of drain snake or cabling equipment. You see, sometimes the blockage is far enough down the line that you need special equipment that most homeowners just don't have. That's where the Drains Department at Any Hour Services can help. A drain snake can clear most blockages and get the water flowing again, and clearing blocked drains is what our Drains Department does day in and day out. So if you're a homeowner with a drain line that's clogged or backed up and you'd like one of our drain technicians to come and snake the line for you, it's only $29. Yep, you heard that right. Any Hour Services will snake any drain line with normal access for only $29. Sinks, showers, tubs, toilets, floor drains, laundry drains, even that sewer main line that connects to the city. We'll snake any line for just $29. For help with your drain issues, call Any Hour Services at 801-443-7700. You can Google Any Hour Services. You can even schedule online at anyhourservices.com. No one helps more homeowners than Any Hour Services.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You need someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now you can meet them fast on ZipRecruiter.
Build your team, build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/free right now to try it for free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
With Progressive's Name Your Price tool, you can choose the best coverage option for you. Because you know you. Like, you know that hiking isn't for you. Sure, it sounds nice to be in nature while exercising, but that's what a gym and houseplants are for. I mean, you don't even like walking upstairs. So why would you walk up a hill for miles? To what, end up high in the air? Come on, you know you're scared of heights. Only you know you. So get coverage options within your budget with Progressive's Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
As we celebrate America 250, KSL presents Utah Cornerstones, honoring the businesses that built our past and continue to shape our future.
Some businesses sell products. Others become part of a community's legacy. Since 1948, Duke's Jewelers has been a trusted part of Springville and Utah families' most meaningful moments. That's 80 years of meaningful craftsmanship founded by J. Melvin Duke. The tradition continues today under fourth-generation owner Kimberly Narupe, who quite literally grew up in the family shop. She has a fresh perspective and deep respect for tradition. Guided by values of care, honesty, and exceptional craftsmanship, Duke's Jewelers creates pieces designed to last a lifetime because every design begins with a story. Since Duke's is a family-owned store with lower overhead, they can offer better diamonds and craftsmanship at a better price. Learn more about this Utah Cornerstone at dukesjewelers.com.
Utah Cornerstones on KSL News Radio.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex. Your lunch hour just got more interesting on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. I'm Ethan Millard. I've got John Clyde here with me. John Clyde is filling in for Alex Keary. Alex will be back on Monday. And we're taking your texts. Would you go for a social media ban for everyone 18 and under? Let's just say under 18. Everyone under 18.
I'm good with
social media ban. You're good with it. I'm good with it. I'm actually like really super interested in it. Steve in Clearfield says, I say absolutely yes to a ban on all social media until 18 years of age, and please ban my wife from it as well.
It's a very specific bill.
All right, Steve, we'll get on it. Could you imagine that going through Congress?
Yeah. Like,
everyone under 18 and
I have a writer here that I need to put in real quick.
Steve's wife.
Steve from Clearfield's wife.
Steve from Clearfield. All right. And then Bob texted in. He said, and I thought this was an interesting question. How encompassing is the term social media? Is text and email considered social media? How about reading the news on my phone? What does the ban include? So that's a good question. So I would say text and email I would not consider those social media, and I wouldn't consider a news app social media either.
Yeah, I mean, if the news app, he's probably getting towards like comments, right?
What do you think? Do you think comments count as social media?
I don't know if they'd be social media. I don't always love comments for the sake of like the anonymity that goes into it, and then the liberties that people take with that. But when it comes to social media, I'm thinking more of the platforms specifically.
Yeah, but it's an interesting point though. Yep. With the news, because commenting on the news definitely approaches social media.
Oh yeah,
like territory.
Well, and it's funny because you may not realize it, but my movie stuff, the amount of comments it gets and the amount of intense comments that write on those stories is kind of phenomenal, right? But I'll read them sometimes out of like pure curiosity and just to kind of laugh at some of them, but the people that know each other, like they don't know each other, but they know that name. They've seen that guy's name, that handle. And so like from a perspective, even though that's the anonymous one, it is a social media platform in a lot of ways. Yeah, but
that's an interesting point. So anyway, keep those texts rolling in 57500. Here's one. I support it wholeheartedly, but I question how it will be enforced.
Yeah.
And you definitely would have to put the responsibility on the social media companies.
Yeah, and how much of that how intense are they going to be about it?
Because we don't have retailers for here. Because when you look at like the alcohol ban for young people,
yeah,
which I think is a great comparison to social media, just in terms of harming kids when their brains are developing.
Yeah, and literally affecting their minds
and causing long-term consequences, and early addictive behavior. The alcohol, keeping kids away from alcohol is largely on the retailers. Mm-hmm. That's where you get it. In Utah, it's grocery stores and convenience stores for certain types of things, and the state liquor store for other types of things. So, and it's on them to keep kids away from it. We don't really have that in social media. It would have to be social media companies in some way they would have to be required to.
I'm curious, just because as someone who doesn't drink, so I haven't done this, but like, do you have any idea from an online perspective, like if there are companies that are, microbreweries or whatever that you can order online and have shipped to your home?
So there can be, but the state law still applies.
And I figured it did,
Yeah.
but I just didn't know like how they enforce that specifically when you make the purchase.
That's a good question. And I think it must be, because it'd be hard for the Postal Service.
Right.
I think it must be on the retailer again, or on the manufacturer at least, that, if you put in a Utah zip code, for example, then they'll decline the sale.
Interesting.
And that's easy to track, right? Because all you would need is someone from the DABC to place an order, and if it's fulfilled, then they broke the law, right? So that would be an easy thing to track. You know what I wonder. What I wonder too is if you could use, not internet service providers, cellular mobile companies. So because we use so much of this is on our phones.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder if there's a place there also where we could say, hey, Verizon or AT&T or whoever is
right,
doing this, or I don't know, someone else texted in, are watching YouTube Shorts classified as social media? And I think absolutely.
I would say yeah.
In fact, YouTube was a defendant in this lawsuit that kind of triggered this whole conversation, and they got nailed. I mean, between Meta and between Meta and YouTube, they've got to pay this young woman $6 million, which is a rounding error for those companies, right?
Absolutely.
I mean, they're going to find $6 million in the couch cushions, but I think they're appealing it not because they can't afford it. They're appealing it because they don't want to. They ultimately don't want to be responsible
and then
for
have
this.
to start. Yeah. They definitely don't want to accept guilt on that, right?
And yeah, absolutely. And so, but you know what I'm saying? Like, is there somewhere on the phone?
Yeah, because I'm curious. Because for example, with my coverage, it's in my name, and my 15-year-old daughter, she doesn't have a phone, but she has a watch. But that watch is accompanied, like that phone number is accompanied with her account on my account.
Right.
If that makes sense, right?
Yeah.
And so, there would be ways around that. Like if a kid sneaks and gets mom's iPad or whatever, and that's what it's connected to. But I feel like this is coming from a guy that's like not a computer programmer. But at the end of the day, I'm like, there's got to be ways that we could track that and understand that.
Bob says DoorDash delivers alcohol, but not here. So again, state rule ultimately is going to apply.
Yeah.
So maybe we just make this a state thing. And should we just do this? So we just ask the legislature and say, can we just do this?
They did the thing a few years ago where it came to like online sites that had pornography, where it made it different in states. And here, for example, was one of them.
Yeah.
Right.
They did. I think, and the legislature is not going to agree with me on this. But I think a lot of people will not agree with me on this. It's fine they did that. But I think that for our young people, social media is a bigger risk than pornography. That's my personal opinion. I know not everyone's going to agree with that, but if I had to pick between the two, and they were going to say we're going to make it a lot harder to do one or the other, I would say let's please start with social media.
Ethan's computer just exploded with all the text that just came in.
I know. I'm going to get arrested when I leave.
Yeah, I would say agree or not agree on that. I think that we can agree on the fact that like we should be taking it just as serious.
At least as serious.
Yeah.
At least as seriously, yeah. And so maybe if the legislature was, able to move aggressively against porn, maybe they'd do something like this. But I do honestly think that I see social media for my children. I see social media as a bigger threat than pornography.
But I also think it's a part of the narrative in the sense where pornography often is pushed as this detrimental thing, for kids. But social media is just like, oh, it's just what kids do.
Yes, that's exactly right. All the arguments for pornography were, hey, it's going to harm future relationships. It's changed the way they think about these important things.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we're going to ignore social media? We're going to identify all of these things, which we're right to identify, but then social media just gets a pass?
Yeah.
I think we're narrowing it down.
Yep, I would agree.
We got a text, in all honesty, I wouldn't mind a complete and total ban of social media. That's easy for me to say, too, because I'm not on social media at all.
Yeah, it's not affecting you too much, right?
But I would say, like, setting aside the idea of a ban for an adult, I do think too many adults are on social media. We're going to pause right now. We've got some breaking news. We've got Sim Gill, District Attorney Sim Gill, now up at the microphone to talk about the stabbing at Valley Fair Mall.
Our office is in the process of filing 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder and 1 count of first-degree felonies, 1 count of restricted possession of a dangerous weapon, a third-degree felony against one Peter Michael Larson. And before I talk about that a little bit, I want to also thank the great efforts of the West Valley City Police Department and their detectives and our prosecution team. It is imperative to recognize that these are allegations only, and there is a presumption of innocence that applies here, and it applies to Mr. Larson, and Mr. Larson is presumed to be innocent of these offenses. We are basically basing the filing of our charges on the following probable cause as established by the efforts of Detective Fear from the West Valley Police Department and on the information collected by the West Valley Police Department. The statement of West Valley Police Officer Mock that on July 13th, 2026, officers were dispatched on a report of someone being stabbed at Valley Fair Mall at 3601 South Constitution Boulevard in Salt Lake County. Upon arrival, Peter Michael Larson was in custody. SS, who is was one of the victims, was located near a kiosk lying on the floor covered in blood. SS was transported to the hospital in Delta condition with multiple stab wounds. The statement of DV, a witness, that she works at a kiosk near the incident, and DV stated that a bald man approached SS and began stabbing SS without stopping. DV stated that people tried to help SS, but the bald man wouldn't stop, so people began to throw items at him to try to get him to stop. And SS was just sitting there, not doing anything, never acted angry or aggressive towards the bald man. The statement of NP, another witness, that he and his wife were at the mall when they heard someone scream. NP stated that he was a male in blue clothing attacking another male with a knife. NP stated that he didn't know what caused the altercation. Multiple people, including NP, attempted to restrain the male with the knife. NP stated that he was positioned in front of the suspect while another person held him from behind. NP attempted to grab the knife from the suspect's hand, but the suspect twisted the knife towards NP's wrist. NP punched the suspect and told him to drop the knife. NP stated that after the third punch, the suspect dropped to the ground unconscious and released the knife. NP described the knife as a black pocket knife with a short blade, possibly with brass knuckles attached. The statement of LN, another witness, that she was working in a store in the mall near the incident. LN stated that she was at the cash register when she heard screaming. LN stated that she looked out and saw a man stabbing SS. SS was defending himself with his hands, and only the male with the knife had a weapon. SS was screaming and telling him to stop. LN ran to help and began throwing things at the person stabbing SS. Then 2 other people stepped in and stopped the man with the knife. The statement of PB, another witness, that he was inside Bath and Body Works when he heard screaming. PB observed a male, later identified as Larson, holding a knife that had a brass knuckle handle, black in color, with approximately 4-inch blade. Larson held the knife in his right hand and was stabbing SS all over his body. SS was on his knees attempting to grab Larson during the attack. PB approached Larson and told him to stop stabbing SS. PB then grabbed Larson's wrist, holding the knife, and restrained Larson with his other hand. PB instructed bystanders to grab the knife from Larson's hand. Larson refused multiple commands to drop the knife. PB stated that when Larson would not release the knife, another bystander struck Larson, knocking him out. The statement of SS, the victim, that he was working at a kiosk in Valley Fair Mall when Larson approached him asking for water. SS told Larson he didn't have a separate water available. Larson then asked SS where he was from, and SS responded, India. Larson asked SS if he was a Muslim, and SS confirmed that he was. Larson then said, quote, everything is like Jesus Christ, end quote, and then began stabbing SS. SS stated that Larson stabbed him in the neck and chest 2 to 3 times. SS attempted to stop Larson during the attack and got cut on his hand. SS confirmed that Larson did not take anything from him and did not demand anything. SS had approximately a dozen stab wounds to his body. SS had a wound to his scalp, multiple wounds on the front and back of his chest, and had a fractured scapula. The majority of the wounds were onto the left side of his chest and left arm. SS had laceration on his hand, forearms, and damage to his tendons. An X-ray showed fluid in SS' chest, and hospital staff were unsure if the blood that drained into his chest, or it was blood that drained into his chest, or if his heart was cut and was bleeding. The statement of WM, who is the second victim in this matter, that he is a friend with SS. Just as a side note, he was just coincidentally there, and he knew SS, and he was friends with the victim. That he is friends with the SS. SS stated that he was at the mall, and he heard. WM stated that he was at the mall, and he heard SS' voice. He heard SS yelling for God and for his mother. WM saw people rushing away and saw SS being held by the neck and being stabbed. WM rushed to help SS, and while attempting to get Larson off SS, he was also cut on the left arm by Larson. WM stated that when Larson was being restrained by other males, Larson pointed the knife at WM and said, "You are next," quote, "You are next," end quote. Post Miranda, Larson was asked to explain what happened. Larson said that he planned the night before to go to the mall to make an exhibition of Muslims and hopefully be a catalyst so people would rid the country of Muslims. Larson stated that he rode his scooter to Valley Fair Mall, and he chose the location because he knew there were Muslims there. Larson went to the movie theater and watched the movie until the shops opened. After the movie, Larson stated that he purchased a knife described as having finger holes like a brass knuckle with an American flag design on it. Larson stated that he knew the victim was Muslim because he had lived near the area and had spoken with him before. Larson went to the victim's kiosk and chose the victim because he was able to reach him at the kiosk as he was sitting back in his chair. Larson stated that he has never killed anyone before and he was going to kill SS. Larson said his plan was to decapitate SS and throw his head down the hallway as a sign that the country would not be overruled by Muslims. Larson also stated that he wanted to eat SS' heart to make it something very dramatic. Larson stated that he wanted to do something extreme that would cause people to rise up and take the country back. Larson stated that after the stabbing, he planned to stand there and wait to be arrested. Larson said that if he could go from one Muslim to another in close proximity, he would have killed as many as possible. Larson stated that he wanted his actions to be a catalyst to get people motivated to revolt against what he called a Muslim infestation. Larson stated that Muslims do not blend well with the community because they come in waves and want everyone to be a part of them. And if not, they will take everybody over. Larson stated that he would have preferred that SS die, but if he didn't, at least he did something that people could see. Larson stated, quote, I just did attempted murder. I've never done anything like that before, but I think the country's worth it and there needs to be something done, end quote. Larson stated that Muslims act nice but are here to take over, and he wanted to be a catalyst with strong feelings but knew there were consequences. The detectives also located mall video, surveillance video from that captured the whole incident. Furthermore, in our charging, we give notice that the defendant is a Category 1 restricted person. We give notice that there may be enhanced penalties under the hate crime statute, and we give notice consistent with that requirement. And we give further notice that Larson, on at least 2 previous occasions, has been convicted of a violent felony and committed in either prison or in Utah or an equivalent correctional institute, and that he is therefore a habitual offender. So we give the habitual offender notification. Furthermore, in the charging document, we have requested, consistent with our statutory requirement, that there be a motion for no bail hold on this defendant. We do it on the following grounds. The defendant is now charged with a felony while on parole for a felony conviction in cases 221-906-6835 and 211-911-428, and there is a substantial evidence to support the current charges. The defendant is further charged with 2 first-degree felonies, and based upon the above probable cause statement, there is substantial evidence supporting the charges and clear and convincing evidence that the defendant would constitute a substantial danger to any other individual or community, or is likely to flee the jurisdiction of the court if released on bail. In this case, we further point out that the defendant made a decision to go to the mall to kill Muslims. On the day of the incident, the defendant rode his scooter to Valleyfair Mall. After watching a movie, he purchased a knife from a shop in the mall and went up to the victim, who was sitting on his kiosk in a chair. The victim and the defendant conversed for a while, and after the victim confirmed he was Muslim, the defendant began stabbing the victim. Bystanders stepped in to get the defendant off the victim. Another victim, a friend of the stabbed victim, was cut in the process, and when the defendant looked at him, he pointed the knife at him and told him he was next. The defendant stated in his post-Miranda interview that he believes that he is a catalyst and that he intends to kill Muslims. The defendant talked at length of ridding the country of Muslims, and while he never has tried to kill someone before, felt that if this was necessary.
If you're just tuning in, we're listening to Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill reviewing charges that they're filing against the suspect in the attack, the stabbing attack at Valleyfair Mall, and it sounds like he's kind of wrapping up this information. Let's listen in for just another moment.
The defendant also, the family member said, the defendant also has racist views on Mexican and African American people, and the defendant poses a substantial danger to the community if released, and has the potential to cause harm to others. So based on due to the serious nature of the allegations and the substantial danger the defendant has demonstrated he poses to the community, we're requesting that he be also held without bail. With that, I'm happy to answer some limited questions. Yeah.
Okay, we're going to dip out here, but oh my goodness, John, this was astonishing information. I just cannot believe what I just heard. This suspect at the Valleyfair stabbing, he stabbed this man who we knew was a Muslim. We knew that ahead of time.
Well, and even said that he sat down and spoke with him to confirm the fact that he was a Muslim.
And then started stabbing him. And then afterwards he told police that, and this was after he'd been Mirandized, they pointed this out, that his plan was ultimately to decapitate this man, trying to send a message, and he's trying to prompt other Americans to rise up against Muslims. But I can't even believe it. Yeah. His plan was to go and kill as many Muslims as he could, and that's why he chose Valleyfair Mall. When you go to Valleyfair Mall, there's a lot of different kinds of people. It's in a part of Salt Lake where it's a very diverse community, and so you walk in there and you will see people from many, many different backgrounds.
Right. And
that's part of that. What makes that part of the valley so cool. But I couldn't believe it when he said he was ultimately trying to decapitate these people.
Yeah, sitting here listening to it, both of us, like our eyes just getting wider and wider as he kept going down that. It was crazy.
So the district attorney has also said that they're going to seek enhanced penalties for hate crime obvious, but also for habitual offender, because apparently this man has a history of committing violent felonies.
Yeah, and they said because of the violent nature of what he did, what he's done in the past, they're also requesting that there be no bail as well.
I mean, obviously no bail. I mean, just incredible. So Sim Gill saying that they're charging this man with 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder. And then I guess we'll probably learn more about the enhanced penalties that they're going to be seeking as well, the habitual offender and hate crime. But just I couldn't believe some of this information that the district attorney rolled out. I mean,
Yeah, and the fact that this guy was giving it up voluntarily after knowing, the Miranda rights and everything else.
It was also interesting to hear the district attorney describe the people nearby that came to help.
Yeah.
And that was cool. One of them actually was injured, and it sounds like he was injured fairly seriously in his attempt to kind of help disarm this guy. And so there were apparently, obviously a lot of people are going to run away, but a lot of people also ran to it and tried to help this man. And boy, I can't believe it. We've got to grab a quick break. When you come back, though, we're gonna share as many details as we can from this astonishing press conference that Sim Gill, the Salt Lake County District Attorney, has held on the shocking details of that stabbing at the Valley Fair Mall. We'll be right back.
On Thursday, August 13th, the Orrin G. Hatch Foundation will honor United States Senator John Barrasso with the Titan of Public Service Award at the Grand America Hotel in Salt Lake City. Enjoy an unforgettable evening celebrating distinguished public service, featuring an exclusive conversation with Senator Barrasso and a special performance by renowned pianist Steven Nelson. Seats are limited, so reserve your tickets today at OrrinHatchFoundation.org. That's ORRIN Hatchfoundation.org.
Looking for your next big win? Head to KSL.com/win and enter this week's contests. You could win a pair of tickets to Thanksgiving Point's Imaginaria. See Zach Bryan live at Rice Eccles Stadium. Enjoy Guys and Dolls at the Sarah Shell. Cheer on Real Salt Lake or the Utah Royals and so much more. Whether you love live music, theater, or cheering on your favorite team, there's a prize with your name on it. It only takes a minute to enter, and you could be our next winner. Don't miss your chance. Visit KSL.com/win today.
This is Colin Keary from the New Millennium Group. Have you ever had a question for your financial advisor only to find out that the next available appointment is months away? At New Millennium Group, we believe that financial advice should never be limited to once-a-year review meetings. Life happens every single day. Markets change, retirement questions come up, family situations evolve, and when they do, you deserve answers. That's why we pride ourselves at the New Millennium Group on being accessible when our clients need us most. Whether you're wondering about your investments or a major life decision, our team is here to help provide guidance. We're not interested in being the firm you hear from once a year. We want to be your trusted resource throughout your entire retirement journey. If you're looking for a financial team that values relationships, communication, and responsiveness, we'd love to meet you. Give us a call today at 888-999-6370. That's 888-999-6370, or visit us at utahsfinancialplanner.com.
Hey Utah, Jimmer Fredette here. You remember Jimmermania? When the building got loud, the tempo sped up, and you could feel something special was about to happen? That's the same kind of energy you get behind the wheel at BMW of Pleasant Grove. Quick acceleration, sharp handling, total control. Whether you're hitting I-15 for work, making the school run, or heading out for the weekend. Because great driving is like great basketball. Quick decisions, smooth moves, and confidence when it matters. And if you know my game, you know that I love the three-pointer. Catch it, rise up, let it fly. In a BMW, it's the same feeling. Smooth, precise, and dialed in. Like you're pulling from deep, and you know it's money the second it leaves your hand. The crew at BMW of Pleasant Grove makes the whole process easy too. No pressure, no runaround. Just a premium experience from shopping to financing to service that has your back for miles. So if you're ready to upgrade your drive and bring that game day energy to every day, visit BMW of Pleasant Grove or online at bmwofpg.com. BMW of Pleasant Grove. Drive elevated.
We wouldn't be celebrating America 250 if it wasn't for a strong foundation set by the framers. Hamilton built America's financial foundation on sound money, later embodied by the gold standard. But we abandoned that discipline in 1971 and have seen inflation erode the dollar's value. What's the foundation of your savings? Is it gold or something that can be devalued? Hi, it's Dr. Ron Paul, and I encourage you to speak with my friends at Birch Gold Group about diversifying an existing IRA or 401k into a tax-sheltered IRA in gold. Learn more by requesting a free info kit on gold IRAs. Just text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Let Birch Gold help you build your foundation with gold. Text the word SECURE to the number 989898. Text SECURE to 989898.
Any Hour Services can help unclog any drain in your house, whether you have a backup, a clog, or a slow drain you want fixed. Call Any Hour Services or visit anyhourservices.com.
KSL Brightside with Ethan and Alex, the show you didn't know you needed and still don't on KSL News Radio.
All right, welcome back. You're listening to KSL Brightside. I'm Ethan Millett. I've got John Clyde here, and this is our last segment, John. We're about to pass it over to the afternoon news with Jeff Kaplan.
We made it.
We did it. We did it. You and I did it. We filled 3 hours somehow. 1 hour of a stream on YouTube and 2 hours here on KSL News Radio, and job's nearly done. But our last task here is a little bit of a challenging one because just before the break, we took a press conference with Salt Lake County District Attorney Sim Gill. And Sim Gill announced that he was going to charge, his office is going to charge, let me get his name here. I have it right here. He's going to charge Peter Michael Larson with 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder. They're also going to be looking at enhanced penalties for hate crime and habitual offender because Larson also has a history of violent felonies. Now, this is the stabbing at Valley Fair Mall. It was just a couple of days ago where this man, Larson, walked into the mall, started chatting with someone, found out he was a Muslim, and then started stabbing him, attacking him. And we found out during this press conference that he told police in his interview that he was trying to decapitate the victim. Yeah. His intent was to stab or kill, hurt as many Muslims as he could at that mall at once and let himself be arrested because he was trying to provoke an uprising against Muslims because he described them as trying to take over. Mm-hmm. And so his goal was to try and get Americans to wake up, and this was how he was going to do it. But I was so astonished to hear that his intention was ultimately to decapitate this man. My jaw hit the floor.
Yeah. No, it was shocking enough to hear everything that was going on and just the reason he said he did it. But then when he started getting into the details of what his ultimate goal was, what he was actually trying to do, it was just...
The line that he used with police was that he was trying to help Americans take our country back. That was the line he used, which I didn't love hearing that line in this context. That's not fun to hear. The victim, who, and I guess I'm not exactly sure kind of how to tiptoe around this because I know that the victim's name has been published in the media. The district attorney used only his initials, didn't identify him by name. So I'm going to let the afternoon news figure out exactly how that's kind of beyond
That's not a Brightside problem.
I'm a talk show guy, I'm not a news guy really. So I'm going to let them figure out exactly how that works. But the victim though is a young man, but he's also a young dad. He has 2 small children and a wife. He's the breadwinner for the family, and he is not insured, which is extremely common for young families in Utah to not be able to carry insurance because the employers don't offer it, and or at least don't give you enough hours to enroll you, which I know is a common thing that happens, where they keep your hours just under that threshold.
Yeah,
and so I'm sure, and I hope that we get a chance to learn if there's a way that the community can kind of step in and help this family. I hope that that's the case.
I take a look again. I feel like maybe not. It might have been on another story that we were talking about earlier about a GoFundMe page, but I realized it was about the Bear Lake.
Oh,
accident.
the woman in Bear Lake.
They did have a GoFundMe page for that one.
I haven't seen anything yet on any kind of effort for this family. Hopefully, he's got a good. Good people around
Support
him.
network
Good
there.
community.
Yeah.
I would imagine that. He does. He had at least someone who was identified as a personal friend of his was there nearby and helped to intervene and helped to disarm the attacker, Larson.
Well, and I find it interesting. He said, I wanted to provoke Americans to stand up, right, or whatever it might be. And there's a part of me that's like, well, you did in a way where we showed what it means to actually be an American and these people that stepped in to help out.
I'll tell you what. I think that stepping in and defending a man who is being attacked,
defenseless.
I think that is a more American thing to do than to try and attack a Muslim to, quote, take our country back.
Absolutely.
I think that seems. He's being charged with 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, and I mean at this point, this guy can't be let out of jail again. KSL published some of his backstory for this perpetrator. He was shot in 2022 by Salt Lake City police officers because he pointed a shotgun at officers and threatened to shoot firefighters who had responded to a fire. I mean, this guy. I mean, at this point he stays in prison, right?
Yeah. You'd think.
Well, and I think that's part of why Sim Gill is prosecuting, has indicated he's going to prosecute it the way he has. Not only are they charging him with 2 counts of attempted aggravated murder, but they're going to do enhanced penalties. They're looking for enhanced penalties for being a habitual offender and for hate crime.
Yeah.
Because he stabbed him, and he confessed. He said, I did this because he was a Muslim. I wanted to decapitate him. I wanted to do this so that Americans would rise up and take their country back.
It appears that already, in addition to those charges, that he's already been charged with a prohibited person in possession of a weapon, which is also a 3rd-degree felony.
There you go.
As well.
Steve texted in, and I got a link from Corey, and I got some information from Steve. Apparently, there is a GoFundMe site for that, and Steve says they've raised up over a couple $100,000 already. He thinks that's his memory. So, and then Corey, thanks so much for that link. I appreciate it. And let me see here. Yeah, it's a GoFundMe. So that information is probably. I mean, I can't give you the link because I'm not going to just read the link over the air. But is it on the KSL article? I'm not sure.
It's not on the most updated one about the charges.
Corey says she Googled it. So. Okay. All right. Well, I bet if you Google it, you can find it if you want to, jump in and do that. And also, I want to make a disclaimer here too. We're very familiar with how GoFundMe works. I cannot guarantee you that any money you give will go to where it's supposed to go. But we do know that GoFundMe is part of how some of these things work, and as part of that, it can be part of that community effort to try and help a family, because you can only imagine how frightened this family must be with 2 small children, the father, the husband, the sole breadwinner, now in the hospital fighting for his life.
Yeah, with no insurance to help cover it.
With no insurance. So they've raised a couple $100,000, but I'm going to tell you they will blow through that really fast.
That price tag is going to be more than that.
Yeah, they'll blow through that so dang fast. Gosh, that's so frightening, and it just, I don't know.
Yeah, it's sobering.
John.
It's frustrating.
It's I'll tell you what I think, and I honestly believe this. So I believe in cycles. This world is a wheel. Day to night, summer, fall, winter, spring, summer, around the sun. Right, once a year around the sun, and the moon around the earth. Right, it's just everything is cycles, and I think those are reflected in society too. And I think that right now we are just in a really weird spot, and I'm confident we're going to cycle out of it. This attack with a guy stabbing a Muslim, trying to cut his head off to take our country so that he can take our country back. This somehow fits the times. It's extreme. It's terrible. This is also kind of where we are. We're kind of living through this right now. And We'll cycle out of it. We have to. We'll cycle out of it.
And I agree that it's cyclical, but I also think it's important to point out that while this may be the loudest thing in the room right now, it's still important to remember, like, there is a lot of good. There's a lot of great things going on, a lot of great people that are doing things as well. So.
That's really well said. John Clyde filling in for Alex Curie. We're going to pass this baton to the afternoon news and Jeff Kaplan. Alex will be back on Monday. Have a great weekend, everybody.
KSL FM Midvale.
KSL Salt Lake City.
From the KSL Common Spirit Health Studios, this is KSL News Radio.
Utah's news, traffic, and weather station.
Good afternoon. It's 3 o'clock at KSL News Radio.